Hello students, welcome to the online lectures of Kids Planet High School. This lecture is for Standard 10, Subject History, Chapter Applied History. Let us now begin. So students, what is applied history? Applied history is a study to determine how useful the knowledge and application of history is for the benefit of people in present and future times. It provides guidance in finding the solutions to contemporary social issues. It is also called public history as it relates the history and its knowledge to social planning. Applied history, in short, is the use of history for our present and future needs. So, what is the importance of the knowledge of history? History, it is useful to provide guidance and in finding solutions to contemporary social issues like global warming, pollution, and what all. To incorporate the solutions in social planning, to help the people in future planning. So for this purpose, the knowledge of history is very important. Due to historical monuments and sites, tourists visit places like museum, ancient sites. It also helps to create tourism and it helps people to get interest in history. People take part in conservation and preservation of their own city or village due to this. History is about the past events. The way our present lifestyle is shaped is dependent on the historical chain of events. Historical events relate to various fields like politics, social and religious structure of a community, philosophy, technology and science, etc. Each of these fields have their own history of building knowledge. The direction of future development in every field is dependent on the state of available knowledge. Hence, the method of history can prove to be of value in research of various fields. For example, philosophy. The history of philosophy helps in understanding the origin of various ideologies, the intellectual traditions giving rise to those ideologies, and their historical development. Philosophy needs language as a medium of expression. In order to understand the philosophical expression, knowledge of the history of language proves useful. The next field is of science. The history of science helps in understanding the chronological order of scientific discoveries, inventions, and theories. It can also help to understand the cause-effect chain that led to those discoveries and inventions. It is said that need is the mother of inventions. Scientific discoveries are often the effects of human efforts to fulfill a need and also curiosity. These efforts are based on already available scientific knowledge. Let us now study about technology. The history of technology helps in understanding the changes and their causes in the fields of agricultural production, commodity production, architecture, and engineering, etc. It also helps in understanding the evolution of mankind from making of stone tools to mastering the techniques of agricultural productions, and later the advancement of science promoted mechanization of production. The next field of study is industry and commerce. The field of mutual social transactions expand with the growth of industry and trade. The nature of market and commerce, human relationships and the social organization has continued to change along with the change in market and commerce. To understand these changes and development, it is necessary to study history of social organization, culture, and financial management. In order to understand management studies, various factors are involved in the chain of production, such as means of production, human resources, and processes of production, as well as the chain of market and sales management. It is necessary to know similar functional systems of the past. Let us study about the next field, that is arts. It is important to understand the development of various art forms with the help of their style of expression and their foundation in the form of intellectual, emotional, cultural traditions. The key to the expressions in any art form, emotional temperament of the artist and the development of history of the respective art form can be understood with the help of cultural history. The last field of our study is humanities. Humanities include disciplines like history, archaeology, sociology, anthropology, political science, economics, etc. To understand the history of the origin and development of these disciplines is an essential part of their learning. All disciplines are supposed to have their origin in philosophy. Ancient people all over the world tried to speculate in order to understand the relationship between the universe and human existence. It gave rise to serious mythological stories about the origin of this world, the universal order, human life, gods and goddesses, rituals, and their philosophical explanation. Roots of philosophical ponderings are to be found in these mythological stories. Various disciplines under humanities have theatrical foundations based on philosophical theories. Only historical knowledge can help us in understanding these developmental stages. Let us study about the applied history and our present condition. The history of heritage. The visible and invisible relics of the past exist in the present. These relics represent the creative thoughts and traditions of our ancestors. It is our heritage which gives us identity. It is necessary to preserve and conserve not only for our benefit but also for the benefit of future generations. Let us study the uses of applied history. Applied history helps to conserve and preserve tangible and intangible heritage. It creates opportunities of employment. It helps to understand the present with the help of history. It helps to find the right direction for the benefit of our future. For the management of history, they are classified into two branches that are cultural heritage and natural heritage. Cultural heritage include two types: tangible cultural heritage and intangible cultural heritage. Under the tangible cultural heritage, there are ancient sites, buildings, monuments, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures, paintings, etc. Whereas intangible cultural heritage includes oral traditions and their language, traditional knowledge, social customs and rituals of celebrating festivals, styles of performing arts, certain traditional skills, communities, groups who represent such traditions, customs, and skills. On the other hand, natural heritage includes fauna, flora, ecology, geomorphic characteristics. The conservation and preservation of these heritages falls on the shoulder of Archaeological Survey of India and various state departments of archaeology. INTACT, Indian National Trust of Arts and Cultural Heritage, is actively working in this field. It requires the participation of experts from various fields. Applied history can be useful to create awareness about the cultural, social, and political history of the heritage site. Let us study about the professional fields which are affiliated with the knowledge of history. Knowledge of history can be supportive in the decision making with regard to respective legal provisions and public policies in the following fields, such as museums and archives, preservation and conservation of historical sites, tourism and hospitality, entertainment and mass media. The opportunities for professionals on projects in the field of applied history are experts like historians, archaeologists, sociologists, legal experts, etc. Technicians like engineers, artifacts, skilled photographs are hired. Museum curators are appointed on a regular basis. Related industries and business also have the same scope.